Good morning. On last week's quiz, question number 3 was about Lorena liking to play golf, and it was discussing the cross-elasticity demand. Upon review, quite a few individuals missed this question, so I removed the question from the grading, just awarded full points for it, and I'm just making a separate video just for this question. Please watch this video because you will see this question again on the test. Okay, you will see this question again. So the question is talking about Lorena liking to play golf. Okay, and the number of times per year she plays golf depends on both the price of playing a round of golf as well as Lorena's income and the cost of other types of entertainment. In particular, how much it costs to go see a movie instead of playing golf. And it gives you various demand schedules. Okay, so the idea is you're going off of income per year in Scenario 1, Scenario 2, and Scenario 3. It's the price of a movie. Alright, and then it's also talking about the price of golf and at various price points at $50, at $35, and at $20 in this instance. So in Scenario 1, income is $60,000. Right? Movie ticket is $11,000. And if you $50 for golf should go 15 times, $35 should go 25 times, and $20 should go 40 times. In Scenario 2, income is also $60,000, but now a movie ticket is $13. Should go 10 times for a round of golf. I apologize, they're doing yard work right outside my office. At $35, she'll go 15 times, and at $20, she'll go 20 times. In Scenario 3, her income increases to $80,000 per year. Price of movie ticket is $13, and at golf, $50 should go 15 times, $35 should go 30 times, and at $20 should go 50 times. So now it's asking you to look at cross-elasticity demand. The cross-elasticity demand is a very similar formula as to what we were using before for elasticity, but now we're looking at the cross-elasticity between the quantity of one item and the price of another item. So the equation we'll be using for this, right, cross-elasticity, we're looking at the change, a percentage change in quantity of one item versus percentage change of price of another. So the equation looks like this. Q2 minus Q1, which is just the change in quantity, divided by the average quantity, which is Q2 plus Q1 divided by 2, which is just the average. And that's over the change in price, the percentage change in price, which is P2 minus P1 over P2 plus P1 divided by 2, which is the average price. And so the question is going to ask you, looking at D1, D2, at various price points. And so you're going to have to take a look at the various demands and then the elasticity, the price. Okay. So then we'll say at $50 for D1 and D2. Okay, the cross-elasticity of Lorena's demand for golf at all three prices. Well, what we'd be doing here, we'll be looking at this. At D1 and D2, at $50, you'll look at this 11 and this 15, this 13, and this 10. Okay, so using our first order pair, we'll be saying it's 15 and 11 and 10 and 13. All right, so we have to put that into our equation. All right, so using this equation here, we go back to black, it seems a little easier to see. Okay, quantity 2. 10 quantity 2 minus quantity 1 is 15, divided by Q2 plus Q1, which is 25, divided by 2, 25 over 2. All of that is over P2, price point 2 of $13, minus P1, price point 1 of $11, divided by P2 plus P1, 13 plus 11, which is 24, divided by 2. So we have 5 over 12.5 divided by 2 divided by 12. So, actually 10 minus 15 is negative 5. So negative 5 divided by 12.5 is equal to negative 0.4. 2 divided by 12 is 0.16. So we get a negative 2.5. So this is at $50 in D1 and D2. So now we can do the same thing. So now we can do the same thing for, say, $20. All right, so this time we're looking at this 40 and 11 and this 20 and 13. So at $20, we'll say Q2 minus Q1. Quantity 2 minus quantity 1 is minus 20 divided by the average, which is 30. Okay, so again, the price hasn't changed. Okay, so I know this is 0.16 as it was in the other problem. So now 20 divided by 30 is equal to negative 0.66. So negative 0.6 repeating divided by 0.16 gives us a number of, it should be about 4.0 or a 4.0, between about negative 4.0 or 4. At the most 4.05, depending on how you use your numbers. And this is going to be at $20 between D1 and D2. So that's how you'd answer the first questions, okay? And it's going to go through asking you to look at all 3 price points for D1 and D2. It's going to ask you the cross elasticity is the same in all 3 prices. They might or might not be. So you can see the one from a negative 2.4 or 2.5 to a negative 4.0, so they are not all the same. And then are movies and golf substitute goods, complementary goods, or independent goods? And so to determine if movies and golf are substitute goods, complementary goods, or independent goods, we have the following rule. All right, if the cross elasticity is negative, then goods are complements. The logic underlying this rule is that if the price of a movie increases, we know that we will see fewer movies. This implies that the quantity of movies declines. Also, given the negative cross elasticity, we know that golf games decline as the price of a movie increases. This implies that as the price of movies goes up, we consume less movies and golf games. This implies that the goods are complements. All right. Similar logic applies to substitute goods. If the price of good A increases, then the demand for good A goes down. If the cross elasticity is positive, then this implies that the demand for good B increases as a result of the price increase for good A. The last part of this question is looking at income elasticity. Okay, so it's a slightly different formula, but we're still looking at quantity 1 over quantity 2. But instead of looking at the P now for price, we'll be looking at I for income. So I2 minus I1 divided by I2 plus I1 divided by 2, so the average income. And again, all we're finding out here is the percentage change in income. So we can look at something saying D2 and D3 at $50. Well, instead of this time looking at the price of a movie ticket, we're looking at the income. So this time we'll use this 10 and 60 and 15 and 80. So Q2 minus Q1. So 15 minus 10. Okay, Q2 minus Q1, 15 minus 10 is 5. Divided by the average, 12.5. I2 minus I1, 80 minus 60 is 20,000. Divided by the average, which is I2 plus I1, which is 80 plus 60 divided by 2, 140 divided by 2, it's 70,000. This gives us a number of 5 divided by 12.5 of 0.4 again. And then 20,000 divided by 70,000 is equal to 0.28. 0.286. 0.4 divided by 0.286 is equal to 1.39, which is really 1.4. And so that's income elasticity at $50. So income elasticity of demand at $50. Now it's going to ask you to do the same thing again, but this time we'll say we'll be doing it for 15 and 30. Okay, so quantity 2 is 30 minus quantity 1 is 15. Divided by the average, which is 30 plus 15 divided by 2, which is 22.5. All over again our income. Well, our income hasn't changed, right? So it's still the 20,000 divided by 70,000, which is the 0.286. So 15 divided by 22.5 is equal to 0.6 repeating. Divided by 0.286. This gives us a number of 2.33. Okay, so you can see up here at $50, we have a number of 1.4. At $35, we have a number of 2.33. And then you can do the same thing for at $20. We'll then ask you if the income elasticity is the same at all three prices. Well, you can see that's changing, so the answer would be no. And then is golf an inferior good or a normal good? And then you can determine that depending on the numbers, right? So, to determine if golf is normal good or an inferior good, you have the following rule. If the income elasticity is positive, then the good is a normal good, right? If you have a positive number, the good is a normal good. Saying that the higher an individual's income, the more of the good they consume, all right? If it's an inferior good, it would be a negative number, meaning the higher individual income, the less of the good she consumes, that he or she consumes.